Hey, what's up and welcome back to One Piece. This is episode 787, 788, and 789. Last video we started the Whole Cake Island arc, and this video we're continuing it. Shocking, I know, it's crazy to start an arc and then keep watching it, but that's what we're doing, and I'm looking forward to it, because at the end, was it at the end of the last video? We had basically an introduction to Big Mom where they did like a full musical number. Like it was a really cool introduction. I liked it a lot. And we also got to meet one of Sanji's brothers, I think, and Sanji's sister, whose names I can figure out in the top of my head. One's Yonji, I remember that because it's Sanji but Yon. And the other one is Reiju, I believe. Let me see, Reiju. Yes, got it right. So yeah, we've met two of his siblings. There are at least two more that we have to meet because he is the third son. So Yonji wasn't even counted. Like when you're saying third son, you're not counting the son that came after. So that means there's at least two more. Which, as I've said, I've said, if one is named Sanji and one is named Yonji, it would be crazy if the other two weren't Ichiji and Niji, but we'll see, I guess. But yeah, I'm looking. It would be kind of funny if like there was like we met one and this is I should have put this in my Whole Cake Island prediction video, but one of them is called Ichiji and the other one is called Tuji, like it's just English for some reason. I think that would be kind of funny. Or you know, you could go Dosji or something, you know, some other language. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, we've had some cool episodes. I mean, it's been a great start to the arc so far. And we met Pudding. That's right. Okay, yeah, it's all coming back to me now. I didn't look at my notes before this. It's coming back to me now. We met Pudding. Pudding seems very sweet and exactly the kind of character that I was hoping that she would be. So yeah, we're just gonna jump into it. Make sure to support the video if you can, liking the video, commenting down below, and subscribing to the channel. All of that stuff helps me out a ton, and you can go to my Patreon account in the description below to get the full-length reactions and early access, which means you can get the next 20 or so episodes on my Patreon account right now. And you can also join the YouTube membership down below to get 1 week early on edited videos. So basically, if I'm going to simplify that, I'm pretty sure that means on my Patreon account, we are 3 weeks ahead. And on YouTube, we're 1 week ahead. That's a way simpler way to put it than me saying 20 or so episodes ahead, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So 3 weeks ahead on Patreon, 1 week ahead on YouTube memberships. Full length on Patreon, edited videos on YouTube memberships. There's a lot of versatility. You could join both and get content for both. Yeah, and you still get something each time. You know, you get the edited videos early on YouTube membership and videos that don't have full-length versions, like the skits and stuff, you get those early. But if you join the Patreon account, you get the full lengths way early. So you get something either way. Everyone benefits from this, because even the people on YouTube who don't want to pay anything and don't have the money or anything like that, you still get all this content for free. I'm still trying to provide you with the content no matter what. So hopefully everyone is happy. I really hope everyone is happy. So let's jump into One Piece. This is episode 787. One Piece. Woo! Okay, recap Rubik's. If you are new to this channel, this is the recap Rubik's Cube. It is a Rubik's Cube that I do while the recap is going on, and the goal is to beat the recap. Now, I don't start it until this little intro bit is finished, but it's gonna be great. If you haven't seen it before, prepare for something amazing. I shouldn't build it up, it's not amazing. Okay, recap Rubik's, here we go. ゾロたちと一行はサンジを連れもその途中入り口にあるショコラタウンをプリンってのかね海賊王になろう Alright, that's the cube not complete. That's how far I got in the cube. This episode is going to be called a recruitment. Pudding joins the Straw Hat crew. There's no way. There's 0% chance. Is she going to be excited about it? I feel like she's going to be excited about it. Oh, Karen's so cute. We're your crewmates-in-law. He's my fiance. I was gonna say, didn't they say pudding out loud when you guys were in the room? Yep, they did say pudding out loud. Yep, it's Sanji's fiance, alright. Aww. She's so cute. Oh, and she's worried about them. She's so great. I love her. The propaganda kicked in. Oh shit! Jesus, man, that's not how we do things. Sorry, we're taking your husband. Was she looking forward to the wedding? Oh. Really? Lola? Lola! That's Lola, surely. 35. 39 and 46. Yeah, Jesus, man. Oh my god, 43 husbands. Wow, that's crazy. I like being shocked and then taking a sip of tea. And just eating her table as well is very funny. What? You met Sanji? What? When did you meet him? Did it happen off screen? Maybe just a crush right now? I'm so glad about this development because it makes it so much more interesting. Oh my god, Pedro. God damn. I trust you. I trust you with my life. You could be playing me and it would be so easy to play me, but I trust you. Yay! No! Never stop a gachu! Pedro's intense, man. Oh. She's like so accommodating to us. Oh. And Sanji would have been a good... If it wasn't an arranged marriage, I think you and Sanji would be great together. If it was something that he chose and you chose, you get married on the ship and then stay on the ship forever. Whoa. So yeah. Aww. I mean, that makes sense. It's how much he cares about the crew. But we didn't see that scene, so I'm suspicious of it, kind of. I don't know why. Ooh. Cool. Thank you. Oh. It's a secret route. What is she? How strict is she with her family? Would she like never hurt her own family, you know? She is so wonderful. Rotro. Pick her up for what? May I see your panties? What the fuck? How did she do that? Hang on. What was that she just did? Oh. Well, we've had one interaction with Pudding, and I love her so much. Okay, Germa 66. Broccoli. Oh, Broccoli Island. That's funny. Uh-huh. Okay. Here we go. Are these Sanji's other brothers? 1, 2, yeah? Oh my gosh. They didn't tell us their names. Ooh, that was good. A chocolate burger. I wonder. Chocolate pasta. I want to try all of this at least once. Oh, okay. Is it? I'm betraying you. Sorry. Turn back. Turn back. So he's saying like, get the fuck out of here? Is this the first time we've seen the sun? Of course. I mean, yeah, what's he's gonna listen to a fucking sign? Okay, really good episode. First thing I want to do is check that bit where they leave, and then Brooke says, "Can I see your panties?" And then Nami does something to hit him. What does she do? Oh, hang on. Hold on. Because I've got it up here. Hang on. Right. I think it's supposed to be her her Klimatak, her weather batten or whatever. What's their name for it now? Is it weather batten? Climate batten. I think it's supposed to be her climate batten. I think is what that is, which is funny. Because I was like, I like Brooke was like, oh yeah, now Nami can't stop him. And look, I actually am on Brooke's side, not in that I think he's doing the right thing, but in that I want her not to stop him. And as I've said this before, but I want to see every character's reaction to it, at least, you know, because a lot of the characters he actually says it to tend to be such like apathetic characters, or like or you know, like characters like, let's say, Nico Robin, Or in the previous episode, Reiju, right? Like, those characters seem comfortable enough with themselves and also don't seem to overreact to those sorts of situations that their response to such a thing, like, I'm always curious about, because they don't seem the type to go like, hey, no, shut up, fuck you, you know, like Nami would if you ask her, right? But there are, but like sometimes they might be like that, you know, like they might be cool, calm, and collected, but then if someone makes an uncomfortable comment like that towards them, maybe you do see them snap. I actually think, and this is really like, you know, you won't see me saying this about about these types of jokes very often, but I actually think you could get some interesting characterization out of what is that character's response to this question, and you could compare them to each other. It's still not cool to ask, and honestly, if they ever get to Brook in the live action show, I imagine this is going by the wayside. I imagine we don't have this because it's not really a joke that super works within Western TV. It frankly is probably a bit of an outdated joke, but I think out of all of those sorts of sexual jokes that are weird, I think that one's like, it's at least kind of funny. And I think it's also because Brook doesn't tend to be too uncomfortable with his, like, Sanji can be sometimes uncomfortable. I mean, Sanji said one of his main dreams was to get the clear fruit so he could spy on women while they're bathing and stuff. Like, Sanji gets uncomfortable with it. Brook, for the most part, doesn't tend to. I think also Brook is naive enough to think that this is a genuine request. Like, he genuinely thinks like he's being polite. He's asking, may I see them? Like is that okay? he's doing it with consent. So in a way, it's okay, because the worst thing they can say is no. Still don't say it to strangers, please. I shouldn't have to say it, but who knows, you know. So anyway, it's funny. I still think it's funny. It doesn't make me mad that running joke being in the show, and in fact, like, sometimes I'm anticipating it and looking forward to it. But I do genuinely want Nami actually to stop stopping him so that I can see how the characters react to it. So they said, my older sister went out to look for love. I think that's Lola. I think we figured it out. I'm like 90% sure on that one, because they showed a character that looks like Lola beforehand. Which, you know, that's almost too much of a clue. I almost wish they didn't do that, so I could figure out see if I could figure out the Lola thing from scratch, you know? Because, you know what I might have speculated? Although, if I thought about it for 10 seconds, it wouldn't have made sense. But I might have initially speculated that it was Boa Hancock. Because I was like, oh, looking for love, Boa Hancock falls in love, and she's like the lovey-dovey one. But she's not. Like, she was, I mean, she is, in that she has like the love thing or whatever. But the only person she's in love with is Luffy, and that's because of the shit that happened. Before that, she wasn't love obsessed. It's only after she met Luffy that she became love obsessed, and only with Luffy. Whereas Lola, obviously, it's very clear. But it would have been funny for me to like properly speculate who that character was if they didn't already show me either Lola or someone who looks like Lola beforehand. I think it was someone who looks like Lola, who's another of Lola's sisters. But I'm like 90% sure it is, because they also did they said, my sister went out looking for love, and then they cut to Nami and she gave like a look or something, like as if, not necessarily that she realized something, but that it sounded familiar. I wonder if I can find that look, because yeah, it did seem like she was like, hang on, that sounds familiar, you know. Let's see. Okay, I found it. I paused the recording for about 1 second and found it immediately. So went out and looking for love to seek a match, and then Nami gives this look. So that's Nami going, I know that person. So yeah. By the way, fucking Nami's outfit is so cute. Holy shit. Anyway, so yeah, I think that's like mostly confirmation because Nami and Lola had a bit of a bond. So that's kind of confirmation there. But if that's the case, another cool little tie-in Oda does, you know, like the idea that, oh, you have Lola way beforehand, and then now in this arc, you're like, oh, and Lola's actually one of the Charlotte children, which is like a fun thing to add, you know? It's a good way to like retroactively add some story to a character that was pretty small in the grand scheme of things. Man, Pedro is intense, dude. That is an intense motherfucker. It's a really interesting character. Like, you could almost see Pedro joining our crew. Because of, and like, this is the sort of unfortunate thing, is that I'm pretty sure nobody else joins our crew throughout the rest of the show that is out so far. I'm pretty sure I've heard, like, you know, I've seen what the crew is now, and it's the same people. So like, part of the fun of like the first half of the show is like being able to speculate on like, oh, who's going to be added to the crew. Like, I remember in Water 7 still being my favorite arc to this day. One of the really fun parts about Water 7 was the fact that I didn't know for certain that Frankie was joining our crew. In fact, I didn't suspect that he was at the start, and I was trying to figure out who was going to join our crew, and Oda sets up like a bunch of characters through Galila who all could join the crew, you know? And I thought it was gonna be, my brain's saying Richie, but I don't think his name's Richie. It's because, no, it's I can't remember what his name is, but the guy with the ropes, that guy. I thought it was gonna be him. Who joins our crew, because he seemed like, oh, this is a cool character, and he seems like he would vibe with the crew, and he seems like he's got unique powers and unique design. And so, like, speculating who's going to join the crew was fun. There was some people, you know, I wish I didn't know going into this show. It would have been cool if I didn't know that, like, Nico Robin joined the crew, which I did know, like, right away. As soon as I started the show, I knew Nico Robin, I knew Nami. You know, I knew a decent amount of these characters. I didn't really know Chopper, so I think that was kind of a surprise. It's hard to remember, honestly. But yeah, Frankie was the one that I didn't really know. I knew Brooke would join the crew. So yeah, I think that was part of the fun. Now that part of the fun for right now isn't really a thing anymore, and it makes sense because, like, there's probably a point where Oda's like, look, the the show is closer to its end than it is to its start now, so we probably shouldn't be continuing to continuously add characters. So it makes sense that there wouldn't be any more people joining the crew, especially if, like, One Piece in its modern episodes that are coming out are in the final saga now. But it's still, but yeah, I still wanted to, like, have that idea of, like, watching an episode like this and being like, oh, I wonder if Pudding will join the crew, or I wonder if we'll get like Pedro or Carrot to be like permanent additions to the crew. I would have loved to, when this show was coming out, be watching it live and be speculating about that. That'd be fun. But yeah, I mean, it's possible I catch up to this show, you know, hopefully significantly before it ends, and there is still potential to speculate about that stuff. Obviously, the manga readers are going to be ahead, and if someone new joins the crew in the manga, I bet you it's being posted everywhere, which would be frustrating. But like, just like Gear 5 Luffy, I bet you I'll see it fucking everywhere without being able to avoid it, you know? It'll just be on, like, memes on unrelated subreddits and all of that. Yeah, Pedro is intense. That was all I was saying. And Sanji seemed to have rejected Pudding, but as I was saying in the episode, I'm kind of suspicious of it because I feel like that's a cool scene that she described, and like a kind of emotional, you know, or like really important moment for Sanji. Why show that only through Pudding saying it? Like, why only show that from her perspective? And so it makes me think there's more to it. Like, either she's lying and it didn't happen like that, or it wasn't really Sanji, or it did happen but it's way lamer than it looked. You know, like we're seeing it from Pudding's perspective, but maybe later we'll see it from Sanji's perspective, and he's just like not being nearly as cool as it sounded with Pudding. I'm trying to think of other reasons that they might do it. But it's like Pudding is so great that I wonder, is it possible that Pudding is like actually horrible? You know? And this is all a trap that she set up, and so she tried to like lure them into a false sense of security by being like, oh, he's such a great person, but he said he wanted to be with you, so I'm gonna help you out. And then later it's like, ha, you fucking losers, I've never actually met him, and I don't give a fuck about any of you, and that's why I led you into this trap. I don't know. I doubt it. But it's possible, but I doubt it. I'm believing in Pudding. She feels like a genuine character to me. She feels like very genuine. So we'll see. We'll see. Because Oda has shocked me with twists before. I think, even though I've kind of vaguely predicted it right now, I think I would still be shocked if it happened. So yeah, let's move on to the next episode. That was a somewhat lengthy discussion for something that I didn't think I'd be discussing a lot. But I think I was yapping a lot about like stuff that was kind of unrelated. So let's move on to episode 788 of One Piece. Here we go. All right, recap Rubik's. Here we go. Alright, and that's a cube complete. Okay, this episode is going to be called Pressing Forward. The Straw Hats are ambushed at, you know, Candy Isle or something. Back to Brock Coley. Alright, tell me more about these characters. Wall? Hang on. Wall is just some guy stands in front of you? That's not really an ability, dude. Or can you like control people? Is that like a mind control thing? Like you say wall to make your teammate move? I mean, he's pretty cool so far, but might be horrible. Jeez, man. The sound of their footsteps. Doesn't look like they're leaving smiling faces behind. Oh, I mean, some. Okay. I mean, it's hard. We don't know the whole socio-political environment. They stopped the war, but did they stop it by fighting the right people? I don't know. I can't wait for you to see him as well. Oh my god, his fucking design. The hair is crazy. Who do they remind me of? I don't know. It's weird to get the narrator at this point in the episode. I feel like that doesn't happen often. But apparently it's a way to get there without being seen. Yeah, what does the map say? I should have like really checked out that map. What is it? Jam? Jelly? Jam? I don't like jam. So you just go near jam. Oh, in the direction of log pose too. Interesting. Because they can't say like go east. Oh, this is cool. That's a good joke. Sanji. You can't. Some people can get better at cooking. You can't. Yay! Character development for Nami. Oh my god, dude. What is grape colored? Oh, you just in grape juice? Spills juice? What, like an oil spill? Come on, Pedro. Give us the deets. Why? No! What's happening? What is it? Looks like a centipede fish? Oh, that's awful. Oh my god. Aw, cute. Oh no! Don't let Carrot die. Giant sea centipede. I don't like it. That's just about the worst fucking creature you could make. Centipedes already suck. They don't need to be giant and in the sea. Okay. No way he can tank Luffy's punches. Oh! Maybe he can't. Okay. Good. Well, what if he just like cracked the shell and there's more dangerous centipede underneath? Oh no. Oh. What the fuck? Oh my gosh. You gotta Gatling this one. Maybe this one needs to be a second gear Gatling. She's just so excited because she's seeing new things. Now, come on. Come on. Don't tank it. Just go down. Go down, bug! Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Good. Oh, they've changed the translation from second gear to gear 2. Okay. So far, I'm glad. Oh no. Aww. Carrot's the best, man. What a great edition. Crocumbush? What's Crocumbush? And how the hell do I spell it? Crocum... Oh, did I get it right? Oh, I got very close. I missed a U. Oh, it's a food? Right. So she just has like intense cravings. The Minister of Nuts. Oh my god, so she just has tantrums. Oh my god. She's like Godzilla. Did she... Was she a regular sized person who grew in height as she ate? Or was she always like a tall person and just grew wide? Because she's almost like proportionally big, you know? It's funny that they have a sun in a cloud that just talks to her. Oh god. They might be dead now. Jesus. Okay, yeah, her hunger pangs. Oh, look at this guy. Seems like a nightmare living here. Oh my god. Oh my god, they do a full like King Kong thing? Okay. Alright. Crazy episode. It's so far been like pretty solid. There's a decent amount of stuff happening in each episode. So I mean I guess there was like a little bit of stuff that could have been, you know, condensed a bit in here. Like what? Okay, so why are we fighting a giant sea centipede? What purpose does this serve? What? I don't want to have big bugs that we're fighting, and it doesn't feel like it fits with the theming either. So why are we doing it? What's the point of it? It almost, I don't think it is, because it would be strange, but it feels like filler, where they're just like, we need them to do something on the way there, like to face an enemy, so let's give a sea centipede. But the reason I don't think it's actually filler is because it's actually so strangely out of theme that I feel like if you were writing a filler thing, you'd try so hard to like make something on theme that then they'd be like, oh, it's a candy cane monster that's coming for us, you know? It's a monster made entirely out of candy canes. Like, you do something like that. But like a sea centipede, it's sort of, it feels like so different that I wonder if it's Oda setting up for something else, you know? Like if the sea centipede is somehow related to something else that's gonna happen, or there's some, I don't know. I can't even guess what it could possibly be, but it just felt strange. But yeah, this was a fun episode still. I enjoyed it. I think Pedro and Carrot have added like a fun dimension to the crew. And we have the disadvantages of like not having Zoro, Robin, Usopp and Sanji on our crew, and Frankie, who like all of them tend to provide like an expertise that isn't here. The biggest one they're running up against is like food, right? Because normally we have Sanji to deal with all our food stuff. Right now we don't have that, so they're having to figure out ways to get food going. Like it normally, Luffy could be like, "Whoa, look at that creature! Could we eat it?" And then they take it in, and then Sanji's like, "All right, I'll make something. I'll make something and it'll be delicious and great, you know." But without that, you know, like without Zoro, who knows? Maybe Zoro would have been able to even take down those centipedes even better. like even faster. I don't know. Like even like Luffy might not have even had to waste any time. Zoro could have just stood up and gone, and they're dead. Maybe, you know. I don't know what Usopp would really provide, or even like really Frankie at this point. But Robin, I'm sure would have been able to give some interesting insight, like possibly. I just like cracked my back. I just like stretched up a little bit and it stopped me in my tracks. Robin might have been able to provide some info on like Germa 66 or whatever, you know? Like I could see her giving a bit of an exposition dump there. Or piecing together stuff about putting faster than everyone else or something along those lines, you know? So it's interesting, like we're missing those links in the crew that we normally have, and we're kind of feeling their absence, but at the same time, we have Pedro and Carrot who are giving us a different dynamic, which is fun, you know? Now, Pedro's is like sort of badass and intense. So he's got kind of like an edgy vibe that I think is working quite nicely right now. But it's also worrying, like I feel like he could snap at any moment and do something we really don't want him to do. And then Carrot is just fucking cute. I just like really like everything that she's bringing to the table, but everything she's bringing to the table is just being a cute character to help us out, you know? And she really wants to like prove herself, and she loves like the exploration of being here. I'm not saying she's just cute as in she's a one-dimensional character, because I think she's at least 2-dimensional, 2.5 dimensional. She hasn't gotten a ton of depth yet, but I'm, you know, I see some layers to her character, but I don't need layers to her character. She's cute. And like, and it's fun having her on screen, and sometimes that's all characters need to be. It's just fun to have on screen. Like, I would say that Brook isn't an intensely layered character, at least at this current time. He definitely has layers. He definitely has complexity to him, but for the most part, he's a pretty standard, you know, standardly layered character that we can kind of see most of his layers right away. At this point in time in the story, at least, right? That doesn't mean he's not a good character. He's a great character. Because he's fun to have on screen. He's got a great voice. He's funny. He's got some good inside jokes, you know? Like some good reoccurring jokes throughout the thing. So, you know, characters don't have to be like Luffy is an incredibly complex layered character. Nami's pretty layered. Robin's extremely layered. Frankie's pretty damn layered, I would say. Usopp's extremely layered, you know, like there's a bunch of these characters, but then some of them are more simple than others, but it doesn't make them any of them lesser characters. They're really, really great. So in the same way, Carrot's a very simple character so far, while Pedro to me seems like he's going to be quite layered, but Carrot is a very simple character so far, but I really like her. I want more of that simple awesomeness. We also saw that one of Sanji's brothers at the start, who I shall call Ichiji until we get confirmation on what his name is, but he had a 1 on his thing, so I'm imagining he's Ichiji. He like was standing with his back to the guy, and then the guy shot and he said wall, and then someone jumped in front to block the bullet. So it gives me complex feelings, because either that was just a command he gave his soldier and they're just like so loyal and quick that they just follow it, in which case it's like, it's strange calling that out like it's a special move to say wall out loud like that, but it's just someone jumping in front of your bullet. So it makes me think it has, well, it doesn't have to be, but it's a decent chance that it's actually like a devil fruit or a power of some sort, or you know, some sort of training that like gets people to follow without hesitation. Like maybe it's not as much a power as it is like an indoctrination, what's it called, like a hypnotism type thing, a sleeper agent type thing, where they train all their soldiers to be like, they follow exact commands without even thinking. So if you say wall, one of them jumps in front of your bullet no matter what. So yeah, that could be it, or it could be like a power that he has, like he might be able to control people. Which, I mean, if that was the case, why wouldn't he just control the guy who was shooting him? So maybe it's he can only control his friends, you know, he can only control people who are close to him, or he has to follow certain tasks to control people. I don't know what it could be, but I'm interested. All right. Yeah, let's move on to the next episode and the final episode we're doing in this video. This is episode 789 of One Piece. Here we go. Okay, recap Rubik's. Here we go. Okay, this episode, I mean, this doesn't look like it, but I'm like so few steps away from finishing. This episode's gonna be called Big Mom Freaks Out, Kills Half the Country. Oh no! Oh my god. So why are there sentient foods and stuff? Is this another Dressrosa thing? Where they're actually people turned into them? Because this is horrifying. Well, she doesn't seem smart. I'll tell you that much. Some of the big villains in the show I'm scared of because they might outsmart us. Big Mom doesn't seem like she'd outsmart us. I wonder, other than her raw power, what she has that makes her so strong. It's crazy that they all have to babysit her. Moscato? What, like the wine? I drink Moscato, the wine, sometimes. Okay, is one of her sons? Minister of Gelato. It's your family? Oh! Remember what I said about I wonder if she attacks her family? I mean, I guess in this state she doesn't even see or hear anything. 30 minutes. Oh my god, look at these designs. Insane. Oh! What's the like electricity coming off of her punch? Oh god. Are you her next meal? Life or treat? Lifespan or snack? What? Okay, so give me my treat or I'll take your life. Is this a power? Can she turn people in? She can probably turn people into food? Is that why there's sentient food around? And your lifespan will be taken away. What? What the fuck? Oh my god. I mean, it doesn't look like he's turning into food anymore. He just... Ah. Jesus. So she can take your lifespan. 40 years. Does he age 40 years? Well, I mean, he's dead by the looks of it. What was the give me 40 years if he's just gonna die? Is it 40 years if he's under 40 years old, it just takes everything? So maybe he was 40 years old and she just took everything. I don't know. I mean, maybe we just need to wait for these guys to fall apart on their own. Maybe Luffy doesn't need to deal with these motherfuckers. Jimbei! Jimbei! I forgot they teased Jimbei before. It sure is. Yeah, they teased Jimbei last video at some point, and I just forgot. So, but it's one made of tourist cream puffs. And why is Jimbei here? Like helping Big Mom theoretically? I guess Fishman Island is under Big Mom's watch, right? Oh my god. Okay. Hunger pain gone. Now she's happy. Oh my god. This is gonna be a weird arc. Oh, and they're like happy? Weird. This is weird. Loyal Knight of the Sea. He did what? Is that her laugh? Mama, mama. Do they not tell her that she did this? Oh god. Huh. This is gonna be a really weird arc. She's a strange villain. Oh, what's wrong with it? Does it have more juice in it? Yeah, Brooke, take over. Is this more juice? Yep. It doesn't... I mean, it seems like a paradise just from the landscape, but... This place would be great if Big Mom wasn't here. Mixed juice current. Oh god, more bugs. Oh, a melon. Okay, are they dangerous? Are they dangerous? Okay, he's picking up the melon. Oh Jesus, it's even bigger than I thought. Fruit football fish? Oh my god! Jesus! Now this is more on theme. This is what I would have expected. Oh my god, the sound is like an old side-scroller action game enemy. Now does it taste like fish or does it taste like watermelon? Oh, it looks like it's watermelon. Cool. They did it with all of them, even knowing that they're fish, they still brought them in. I don't like melon or peach, but I do like orange. Okay, it does taste like it. Yay! Yeah, guys, that's what it is. Good. Why? You don't want to eat like a fish? She's like Marcel in Delicious in Dungeon. It's kind of cool that Jimbei seems like he's going to be part of this arc again. I didn't know if we're going to see him again for a long time. I feel like Oda really likes Jimbei. He feels like the kind of character that Oda really likes. Uh-huh. What? Oh. This is still one of my favorite moments in the whole show. Him counting off his crew. I actually kind of forgot about that. I forgot that happened. Was this when he said join the crew, right? That was this, right? Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's a tease. Okay, so you remember earlier in this video when I was talking about how I don't think there's anyone else that's going to join our crew? So I guess there's a bit of an exception to that. Because, like, I did actually think about Jimbei in that, while I was making that discussion. But I didn't have a formed enough thought to go into that tangent, so I just dropped it. But I didn't know it would be immediately relevant. Because I know that Jimbei was already offered a spot on the crew and said, I will once I've dealt with my shit, right? So my thoughts on that, now I'll properly give my thoughts that I had before, which is my thoughts on that is I think Jimbei will join the crew. And he might even join it soon. But I imagine it's gonna be like he's technically part of the crew, but he's not gonna be with us. That's my prediction, right? Where it's like he's gonna be with us at times, but he's gonna have too much shit to do elsewhere. He's gonna be like in video games where you like have your soldiers that you send out to do things passively while you're playing the actual game, and then every once in a while you come back. You go like, okay, how many materials did you get from me? You got me all that? Great, now I'll send you out again. And you go do that. Like, that's kind of what I expect Jimbei's role could be, possibly. So I think it's possible that, you know, he does actually join our crew by the end of this arc. But he's still not, like... He's still not going to be, like, an active part of the crews, like, back and forth, their banter, all of that stuff. And I mean, I'll tell you why. One reason I think why. I mean, one reason is I feel like I would have seen even more. I've seen some Jimbei fan art and stuff in the past, and you know, like maybe even some cosplays or whatever. But I haven't seen a ton of it, and I generally don't see it in, you know, where it has like a picture of the entire crew and Jimbei, you know. But also, I feel like he's a great character and he's a lot of fun and he's really interesting and he's fucking clutch as shit. Like, he always saves the day. He's awesome. I also think it's possible he's not distinct enough personality-wise to be like a crew member. Like, this is what I feel like Oda would feel instinctively. I don't think he'd say this. I don't think this would be something he would go over in interviews and stuff, because I think this is also like not something you'd say about your own characters. But I do think like instinctively he would feel like Jimbei being a part of the crew doesn't feel right. He doesn't feel like this is a Straw Hat crew member. He might be too, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know how much he would blend with the sort of types of adventures that the Straw Hats go on. Whereas him as being like kind of on the outskirts of the Straw Hats, he's perfect for that. You know, he's perfect as this sort of mentor figure, wise figure, person who comes in and helps and stuff. He's perfect on the outskirts of the Straw Hat crew. So I think he's more of an honorary Straw Hat, possibly, than a Straw Hat in terms of his role in the show. In a similar way to Vivi, where it's like Vivi might as well have been a Straw Hat. And I mean, I would have loved having Vivi on the ship. I love that woman so much. I also wonder how she would have fit in with the crew. And I mean, I'm saying this as Vivi is one of my favorite characters in the entire series. Like, top 3 maybe of the entire series. I love Vivi. And there's a lot of fucking characters in One Piece. So like when I say that, I truly mean it. And yet, I wonder if things went differently after Alabasta and she joined the crew, right? And let's assume Nico Robin also joins the crew. I don't want to like say she joins instead of Nico Robin or whatever. Let's just say she joins the crew as well. Does she have like her own? Because all of the Straw Hats, I feel like, have such a strong identity they've all got really strong gimmicks and jokes and stuff. Is she distinct enough to differentiate herself from Nami? And like, she's a very different character to Nami, but also a lot of the things that you could have Nami do, you could also have Vivi do, and they don't have quite enough like separation, I feel like. So I wonder if like that was also part of the reason that like Oda again instinctively might not have had Vivi on the crew, because like, and that's not to say you couldn't have developed that over time as well, and that's the big thing as well. Like I'm kind of saying this in hindsight of her not being on the crew. And with so many episodes of her not being on the crew, it's possible that, you know, in time, she would have found those things. I think Karoo helps a lot. I think if she, you know, I imagine she would have had to have brought Karoo along. And I think Karoo being there gives her a stronger identity. Like her relation to this giant duck that she brings around it does give her character like more to it. And I remember one of my favorite things, she does have like running jokes as well, because one of my favorite things in the Alabasta saga, and this was kind of a low-key joke, but they did it a lot, was she would always forget to tell them really important information, and then at the last second go, oh, I forgot to tell you, and then like tells them something that she absolutely should have told them 20 episodes ago. And I really loved that joke. I thought that was like the first couple times I was like, okay, this woman is an idiot. But then after a while, it's like, oh no, the joke is that like this is a running joke, you know? So once you start to realize that, it becomes a lot funnier when you know the author is in on it as well. And the author is very purposefully making it so that she's just forgetting these really important things. As opposed to like a lot of the time, people will say that about like when story beats happen and someone goes like a twist is revealed and someone tells them like something that was really important and would have helped a lot to know a while ago. People very often say like, well, why didn't that character bring it up like ages ago and could have saved us all some time? With Vivi, it's like an intended part of her character, so I really like that. Anyway, point is, I'm making a prediction now with Jimbei. I think by the end of this arc, he joins the crew. But then, but in the upcoming arcs, he might be there for the start of Wano. And then, but then, like, actually, interesting. Because I can kind of picture him being a big part of Wano. I feel like he's going to be a big part of Wano. And then maybe he goes and does other stuff. Maybe. After Wano. But I mean, there's not much after Wano in terms of where the current anime is. It's like, currently in the anime, it was just Egghead Island, right? So it was Wano and then Egghead. So yeah, there's not much there for him to actually have gone away. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm just gonna say for now, he joins the Straw Hats technically at the end of this arc. And then at the start of Wano, he realizes something and leaves. Like, he realizes he has to go do something at the start of Wano, or some people are in trouble, or Fishman Island is getting attacked or something, or because they've got the Reverie, right? Okay, so here we go. The Reverie happens where Fishman Island now has all their signatures or whatever, and they're like, hey, we want be, you know, living among the people a bit. And everyone's gonna be like, Fishman Island, how about you go fuck yourself? We don't want to live in harmony with you motherfuckers. You're all weird and slimy and scaly and gross, and there's no way we're letting you just roam around in our towns and have your town near our town. We prefer you to stay underwater. And then the fishmen are like, well, actually we are gonna come up because we've kind of decided, and that's what our people want. And you know, you don't own everything in the world. And the government are gonna be like, well, actually we do. Well, that's kind of our entire thing, is we own everything. So, you know, we're gonna make sure you stay down by force. And then there's gonna be like a mini war. Like, I think the government are gonna be trying to hold down Fishman Island, keep them underwater. And there's gonna be a war between part of the government and Fishman Island, or maybe other countries. You know, like maybe okay, you know what? I don't theory craft that much on this show. Let's go deep into this theory crafting. Maybe another country, another island, another royalty family that's there is listening to this. Maybe instead what happens is Fishman Island's people are like, we want to come up, and then the government are like, okay, great, you can come up. You're going to be sharing space with this royal family, and that royal family is going to be there, and like, what the fuck? No, we're not sharing stuff with fishmen. That's disgusting. And the fishmen are like, well, that we're coming up regardless. And then that royal family or whatever will be... This makes more sense to me than the government being at war with Fishman Island, but rather like one royal family, one country or whatever is at war with Fishman Island. Jimbei hears about this and he says to the crew, look, I love your crew, but like, these are my people. The more I'm away from them, the more I worry about them and the more shit that goes wrong. I need to stay with my people. And he fucks off. But they're like, you'll always be a straw hat to us, you know? That's my prediction. That's my guess. That is one of the biggest theories that I've crafted, I feel like, so far. Generally, I do like small theories. But that one I was like, I need to figure out a way in my head to get my Jimbei theory to work, and I had to craft an entire extra theory around it. But that would like match up with like how I feel like the arcs would go in the timeline and stuff. So I think that makes sense to me. Let's see if anything close to that happens. Apparently Jimbei brought Big Mama Poneglyph. Was it a road Poneglyph? Remains to be seen. I'm not sure. And also, Big Mom had a power where she could suck out someone's life force or something. I was wondering, like, what is Big Mom's thing? Because, like, we really didn't know that much about Big Mom, and still kind of don't. And I was wondering, like, okay, what's the deal with her? Like, why? I know she's big, and I know she looks strong-ish. You know, I mean, she looks strong, but it seems like a lot of her strength is also, you know, proportional to her size, it feels like, you know? But I was like, there's got to be something else, because she's an emperor of the sea. Like, out of everyone we've seen, the emperors of the sea seem like they're supposed to be the very, very peak of the One Piece world from what we've seen, right? Like, Shanks and Whitebeard in Marineford were emperors of the sea, and they fucked shit up. Like, they really, really fucked shit up, and like, could really, you know, go toe-to-toe with whatever. Blackbeard could, you know, is kind of fucked shit up as well. I consider him currently like a lesser warlord, but no, you know what? I mean, emperor, but I guess I should say I considered him a lesser emperor, but actually, because like if it was how he was back when we first saw him, or when we saw him fighting against Ace, I would consider that maybe a lesser emperor. But now that he has Whitebeard's fruit and stuff, so maybe now he's actually way more dangerous. So no, maybe now he's just as scary as the rest of the emperors. And I mean, he's scary also because he can do shit like take devil fruits. But yeah. So point is, the emperors are supposed to be like really, really fucking strong. Like we just cannot even fathom it, right? So I just thought if Big Mom is in the same group that Whitebeard, Shanks, Kaido, and Blackbeard have all been in, then that is an intense group. So she has to be like insanely strong, essentially. And yet, like, what we had seen so far to me, I was just like, we haven't seen anything that makes me go like, oh shit, like this person's a force to be reckoned with. Like Big Mom's introduction is very fun, right? Where it was like her singing a song or whatever, right? That was a very fun introduction, but it wasn't the same as Kaido's introduction. Kaido's introduction was very much showing how strong this guy is, and the way they showed it was like, this is such a monstrous person that he tries to kill himself constantly to no avail. Like he actually can't do it. He's so strong that he can't end his own life. That's how powerful this man is. And so that was their introduction to Kaido. With Big Mom, they didn't do that. They were like, here's how weird this character is. Here's how weird this circumstance is. So I really didn't know what to expect, and I still don't really, because we saw a hint, but I don't know what it could be. It seems like she can take people's lifespan. So maybe she has the life fruit or something. She can pull out people's life. And it seems like it's proportional to the fear that they feel or something. Because someone said, don't show any signs of fear or your lifespan will be taken or something like that. So it seems like, you know, the more scared you are of her, the more of your life she can take. So while she's battling you, she's like trying to get you to feel more despair. And the more despair you feel, the more she can just kill you. Which is kind of cool. So maybe that's what it is. Now she apparently took 40 years and then he was dead. So is it that he was 40 years old, she just took his whole life? Or is it he was less than 40 years away from death? So she took the remaining 40 years he had on his life? Like, I'm trying to figure out if it's like, okay, you know, you go with Luffy. Luffy is like 19 years old or something, right? If you take 10 years from Luffy, does 1, he become a 9-year-old? 2, he become a 29-year-old? Or 3, just die? Because you can't, like, if you take out that much life force from someone, they just die. That's the thing. I don't know how it works yet. So I guess we will find out. But yeah, that is One Piece episodes 787 to 789. Thank you for joining me. Make sure to support this video if you can, liking the video, commenting down below, and subscribing to the channel. You can get the next 3 weeks or so on my Patreon account in full-length version, or 1 week early on edited videos by joining the YouTube membership down below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.